What's up, everybody? It's Adrian, and I'm back. Today, I will be previewing and giving you my predictions for the NFC West. Let's get started. Now, you know what my team is I'm going to go with to win this division? I'm going to go with last year's division winner, the St. Louis Rams. The Rams surprised everybody last year with the improvements of Jared Goff and first-year head coach Sean McVay. They led the NFL in scoring offense, which blew my mind. Jared Goff made a huge leap because of Sean McVay's offensive mind is brilliance. Todd Gurley had a bounce-back year. We've seen the emergence of rookie wide receiver Cooper Kupp. They also had Robert Woods. Tight ends did good. O-line did very well. Defense, solid. Marcus Joyner back there. He had some nice talented pieces. But this year, everybody's had an extra year to study on them and McVay's offense. Can they step it up and keep proving they can? In this division, I don't see that happening. They've made a lot of improvements on the offseason. This year, Jared Goff will be even better. Todd Gurley was the second runner-up, the runner-up to MVP last year behind Tom Brady. The defense has improved tremendously. They're going for it now, for it all. They added Aqib Talib from the Broncos. They added Ndamukong Suh from the Dolphins, and they traded for probably the best pure corner in the league from the Kansas City Chiefs, Marcus Peters. Now I know what a lot of people is gonna say. That's a lot of combustible personalities. But the Rams, what can you blame them? They're not paying Jared Goff anything. They haven't paid Aaron Donald yet. And oh, by the way, they did just give Todd Gurley the highest paid guaranteed contract for a running back in NFL history. But they're still haven't paid the quarterback, and that's the $1 million question. They drafted right. They drafted right. That is the key. So they are going for a championship. They are going for it, especially after last year's disappointment in the wild card game to the Atlanta Falcons at home, where they had a lot of costly mistakes and turnovers. As a young team, that happens. But I see them bouncing back and definitely winning this division, finishing at 12-4. Now, also, they're going to be on the lookout too, because the schedule is letting them show out big time. They have 5 primetime games against the Raiders on Monday night, against the Vikings on a Thursday night game. Then they also have the 49ers on a Sunday night game, the Chiefs on a Monday night game, and the Eagles on a Sunday night game. So they're going to be in the spotlight a lot, and we'll get a good look at them and see if they can bounce back this year again and prove that they're worth it. But I see them winning this division. So I'm going to pick them to finish 12-4. That'll be my pick. Now, let's go to my second team. This has been tough. I've been bouncing up and down trying to figure out who I think will finish second in this division. I'm going to go, it's going to surprise a lot of people, but I'm going to pick the Seattle Seahawks just because of one man, and that man is Russell Wilson. ESPN just recently came out with their tier of quarterbacks, and they had Russell Wilson at the top of tier 2. But you know what? That's the only disagreement I have with ESPN, because in their tier 1 they had Brees, Brady, Rodgers, Roethlisberger. But Russell Wilson deserves to be in tier 1. He carried that Seattle team. He led the NFL in touchdown passes. He accounted for all their touchdowns except for one. That man had no offensive line, no running game, and he's always had a mediocre receiving crew. I mean, we've had the emergence of Doug Baldwin over the last couple years. Has been solid, and Jimmy Graham, but he's never had elite weapons himself. He's 5'11". He's not your prototypical quarterback, but that man will lead them this year. Don't sleep on him. I know it's been a tumultuous offseason. They lost Michael Bennett in the trade. They released Richard Sherman. Cam Chancellor's not playing this year, and he may never play again this year. Cliff Everett hurt his neck last year, so who knows if he'll ever play again. And oh, by the way, camp has started, and Earl Thomas wants a new contract. If he doesn't want a new contract, he doesn't want to be traded. So it's a lot of players' personality, but that's on Pete Carroll because he's gave this group a lot of say-so. So now it's catching up to him. Ever since the Super Bowl loss to New England, things have not been the same, and they just keep going downhill. But I think Russell Wilson will be able to keep this team in contention. So with that being said, I am picking Seattle Seahawks to finish 9-7 and miss the playoffs. Let's go to my third team, which is a lot of teams' surprise pick to make a run into the playoffs this year, and that is the San Francisco 49ers. Last year, halfway through the season, they traded for Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, when he's inserted into the lineup, they finished 5-0, and their scoring offense went up tremendously. But here's the problem that I have with the San Francisco 49ers. They're still rebuilding. They're doing a good job. They're getting there. And I think Jimmy G's going to be a franchise quarterback. But the problem is they don't have a lot of offensive weapons. Behind, they signed Jerick McKinnon from a running back of the Minnesota Vikings. Out of a free agent contract. And they also have Matt Breida that they drafted last year as well as a rookie. And the receiving core, Pierre Garçon's older. Marquise Goodwin, he's really a slot guy. They don't really have a number one receiver. They drafted a solid tight end last year too, George Kittle out of Iowa. But the offensive line is still growing too as well. So I don't know. Jimmy G needs some more weapons. He needs a little more time. Also on the defensive side of the ball, they've been building a D-line, but their secondary is horrible. They will be bottom of the league this year, I'm predicting as well. But I'm going to pick them to finish 9-7 as well. And I think next year in Jimmy G's second full year starting QB, they'll make the playoffs, but not this year. It's not the year. It's not time. They still have a lot of work to do, and I know a lot of people are high on them, but I'm not as high on them yet. There's been a year to watch film on Jimmy G, and we'll see what teams can do and make the adjustments, but the 49ers will definitely be an improved team. Definitely. No doubt about that. Behind Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch as the GM knows what they're doing. They're building the team in the right places. Now let's go with my team I'm picking finished fourth in this division, and that would be the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals they hired a new coach in the offseason, Steve Wilks, formerly assistant coach, defensive coordinator of the Carolina Panthers. Now, what they went out and did was they signed Sam Bradford. Then they went and drafted, I think, the most talented quarterback in this draft with them, who's the most NFL ready, who can play the most talented, and that is Josh Rosen. The only problem what I have with Rosen is that he wasn't able to stay healthy in college. Now, I think at some point over the season, he will overtake Sam Bradford, Sam Bradford has been nothing but injured and banged up this year, and they're paying him, I think they gave him a 1 year, $20 million contract, and at some point, Rosen will get on the field, I believe so. Also, they have David Johnson coming back. He held out for a minute, but he wants a new contract, which I think he will. Seeing what Todd Gurley got, David Johnson will get paid too if he has a breakout year. Now, you still got the man, one of the legends, a future Hall of Famer, Larry Fitzgerald, playing in the slot. The man is still a baller out there playing his butt off, and I salute to him because he's one of the greatest to ever do it, and I'm glad I've got to see him play. Offensive line is shaky. Defensively, they still got one of the most underrated players in the league, and that's Chandler Jones, a sack artist. And they still got one of the top 3 corners in the game, Patrick Peterson. Now, I heard they're switching from a 3-4 to a 4-3, so let's see how that affects Peterson because he's usually been a man-to-man lockdown corner, so I don't know how they're going to adjust. But he's still an all-pro and still a monster out there, even though he had 1 interception last season. He will bounce back and have a great year. Trust and believe that. Now, also, they lost the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, to the Houston Texans. Now, let's see what their defense is going to do. I don't know, but I'm picking them to take a step back because putting a rookie quarterback is always going to be some adjustments, and they'll take a step back, and I'm picking them to finish at 7-9, where I've seen a lot of people pick them 6-10, but I'm picking them to finish 7-9. The NFC West will be a competitive division. Now, tomorrow, I'll be back, and I'll be back with 2 divisions. We're almost done, folks. We're almost done, halfway through. I'll have two more division winners for you tomorrow. You got anything to say? Leave the comments on the bottom, And once again, don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe. View. Tell a friend and tell a friend. And I'll see you guys later.